others will tell you where you will go. So always ensure you are being surrounded by right people, by ambitious people who has a constant hunger to grow in life. I believe success and comfort zone cannot come hand in hand. You have to be very open in accepting challenges, and you have to stand for whatever decisions you are taking in life. Be courageous, be bold, be fearless, have your voice, go, move out, work. The thrust to grow in life, the thrust to be different, the thrust to create my establishment into different genres, the thrust to be an example for many other girls or the women that yes, I can be a CEO and I can be a mother both. And I can say that any successful woman or a man doesn't come with an easy past. No, a big dotted no.
I am your host Gaurav Garg, and we welcome all our viewers to our show Amazing Mentor. Today with us is Miss Payel. She is currently State Head Xiaomi India. She is highly competent, value-driven and seasoned management professional with over 13 years of insightful experience. She is ethical, loyal and maintains a high degree of confidentiality. She is a wellness advocate and a motivational speaker in every forum. She is a single chosen woman in every field she has worked for. She is single female state head among all the other state heads in Xiaomi India. It's a pleasure to welcome Miss Payel to our show Amazing Mentor. Welcome Payel.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thanks for having me in your show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you on our show. So tell us about your childhood and memories which makes you happy and sad.
As I go back to my childhood, there are lots of memories. Basically, I belong to Agartala. Memories that makes me happy. There are small things. For example, I remember when the school is very much near to my home. So when I used to walk out from my school, there is a small shop and there is an uncle who never probably asked for us money. And we used to get all colored ice creams. So small happiness. We used to go there, run there. Sometimes we give money, sometimes we don't. And he used to give us with all love. Even today, even if I go home, I used to visit those lanes. Maybe alone because we have friends, but they are all settled. We all are busy in our own lives. So these are the things that makes me very happy. What makes me sad? Since I belong to a complete army background family, my entire family is into defense. So I was being born and brought up by my grandmother. So my father, he belongs to Kolkata. So I was born and brought up by my grandmother, and when I remember my grandfather and grandmother, they used to love me a lot. I just want to think if I can go back and hug them and can bring them back from wherever they are, that would be lovely.
So tell us about your educational background, schooling and higher education.
I did my schooling from a school called Shishu Vihar Higher Secondary School, that is into Agartala. And then from there, I moved pursuing my degree into electronics from Madras University. And from there, I did my post-graduation into marketing and telecommunication from India Center for Telecom and Management, that is Pune. Then post-forward, then I did a certification course from Indian Institute of Management. So that is my entire education.
So what was your dream profession as a child, and was it constant or keep on changing as you see the inspirational people around?
Frankly speaking, yes. I'm always a very Bollywood biased or Bollywood infected girl from childhood. Previously, I used to think that, okay, I will be an actress. And then I used to tell my masis and all that, and one time will come when you will walk on the road, people will say, see, that actress aunties are going. Then over the time, I derived a fascination of becoming a teacher, of imparting my knowledge. Then as I grow up, I have said, because as I said, I belong to a very small state in the country. If anyone is getting into IS or IPS, their entire interview used to come into the newspaper. That fascinates me a lot. So as I grew up, I want to be maybe a part of Indian administrative systems. So that fascination was there. As I said, I'm very much affected or very much biased towards Bollywood. So lots of movies I had seen. For example, I remember there is a movie called Corporate, done by Bipasa Basu. So that point of time, I was in a very growing stage. I was into my college. So from there, I always, okay, I will be a corporate lady now. So there onwards, it started. And so I landed up into corporate world. That's how it is.
So as you have told that your parents are from army background, you never thought of going into army?
Yeah, actually, that's a very valid question. What happens 30 years back, probably my mother, she took care of me in all her own way, because my father never used to. My father was a Kargil war veteran, so my entire family is into that line. I never, frankly speaking, because somewhere she already used to feel very aloof, or very alone when my father was not there. In army or in BSF, what happens? Generally, you get only 2 months, 60 days chutiya to be at home. So my father used to take it only during puja, and me and my mother used to wait the entire year for those 60 days. So for me, my mother pain, I have seen her pain. That inhibition from the parents, or maybe that want from the parents, are not there. That we want to get our daughters enrolled into defense or into Indian Army.
So how were you as a child, introvert or extrovert child?
I was always a very much extrovert. I had never been an introvert. But recently, after getting myself enrolled into professional degrees and into the profession I am into, I would say I have become much more approachable and much more, maybe extrovert is not the right word, because extrovert I had always been much more approachable and much more vocal to people. So that's the change. But I'm always a very smiling and a very lovely kind of kid.
So any school or college memory, notorious memory that you still remember?
Yeah, so we have a couple of friends. We have a group of 5 friends. So what we used to do, I remember we are into class 9, and there was a movie that came, Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. I remember that. My parents, being from the army background and all, they are very tough, very much disciplined family. So they never allow me. My mother's, I remember till my 10th, we didn't have a cable connection at home, so I couldn't see movies and anything. Into a group of 5 friends, we decided, and we went out for a movie to watch this movie into the theater. And we are so scared, all of us, that if we'll get caught, then what will happen? But with all God's grace, till date, no one knows that we bunked the school and we went for a movie, and when we came back also. So these are the memories which actually we whenever we meet, so we are like, we used to laugh a lot, and good memories to cherish. That's how it is.
So what about your hobbies and interests as a child?
I did my Bisharat into singing also. That is one of the genres. But again, I say my mother is very strict throughout. She always used to tell me, you need to be very good into studies, because since she had seen her life alone. So she always told me that financial independence is very important, whether you need it or you do not need it. But as a woman, as a girl, you should always have that availability to be financially independent. So that thing was already registered. And she made studies the priority. My mother, she had lots of contribution in my life, whatever I am today. I still remember she used to tell me 5 friends you were with in the class. So because till date she says that your friends will tell you where you will go. So always ensure you are being surrounded by right people, by ambitious people who has a constant hunger to grow in life.
So who was your inspiration as a child?
My inspiration in the childhood was always been Mother Teresa. I always wanted, okay, fine, I will be so kind to people, I will be so humble to people. She inspires me a lot from childhood itself. I always, then in schools, we need to write an essay that you're famous, or your most lovable personality you want to speak. So it's always me about Mother Teresa narrating. Wherever I go, I have an affiliation or a very love towards her. Then yes, I have an inspiration catered from Indira Gandhi, because I heard a lot about her from my mother. My mother has that quality narrating me the stories of most powerful females who we had that point of time. And Indira Gandhi was one of them. She always says she's so brave. She is taking the responsibility. Look at her, be like her. So Indira Gandhi is again an inspiration for me. The 2 females who always inspired me from childhood, Mother Teresa and Indira Gandhi. So if I look.
So where did you start your career journey from?
I started my career as a management trainee. So I have a very mixed and match and a very colorful life here and there. I belong to Agartala. My father, he belongs to Calcutta. I did my schooling in Agartala, my post-graduation my graduation into Chennai, my post-graduation in Pune, and followed by Indore. I started my career back into ROTM circle, that is rest of Tamil Nadu, as a management trainee. And then again, after 3 months, I got transferred into Northeast circle. So I was with Northeast for almost 6 years. But then I understood, if I want to live life and I want to understand different cultures, I have to move out. I have to give myself a try, because I believe success and comfort zone cannot come hand in hand. You have to be very open in accepting challenges, and you have to stand for whatever decisions you are taking in life. So that point of time, I was in my best of comfort zones. I was at home. I was going to office, which probably 3 kilometers away. Then I decided to leave Agartala, and I joined an organization called Vodafone India in Delhi. So I had worked for Vodafone into UP West Circle. I have served areas like Agra. This like, and for the first time I had been to UP. So and we understand when we come out of our comfort zone. A girl from Northeast moving to UP, the culture is different, people are different, food is different. I'm a Bengali, so I'm a hardcore non-veggie. But going there, I understand no veg I have to adapt because everywhere non-veg is not available. I started living with a Punjabi family there, again hardcore vegetarians, non-veg is not allowed. I work in a temperature of 2 degree and I work in a temperature of 49 degree. I cannot explain the hardships I had that point of time. But then I thought those 1.5 years taught me so many things in understanding a girl from a northeast going to UP and working. And then with time, I have again shifted myself to Chhattisgarh with a company called Reliance Communication, and that's again in Naxalite area. So I have worked for their internal distribution part into Chhattisgarh, and I'm the single female chosen, taken and selected for that profile. It's a very tough profile. I was with Reliance Communication serving. Then I got a chance from a company called Idea. They met me in the market, they approached me, and then they said, okay, fine, we would love to see you in Idea, but again the areas will be like Khandwa and Burhanpur. I don't know, Khandwa and Burhanpur are into the remotest part. I had never been there. The very communally affected areas where sentiments are very high. People's sentiments are very high. And one thing which hits my mind always, if I'm out from home and I'm out from home, and I have been always hungry for my success, for my ambition, I said, okay, fine, let me take Khandwa and Burhanpur. I have worked for Khandwa and Burhanpur. Then after 2 years, Idea relocated me to their base town, which is Indore. And after then, I shifted myself to Kolkata. Then again, I was in Kolkata for 1.5 years with Xiaomi India. And then Xiaomi India promoted me as a head of Northeastern territories. And again, for last 2 years, I'm in Guwahati. So if someone narrates my story or sees my journey, I have worked till 11 states out of 29 states. The only part probably where I have not worked, the mainly part is the South India, and I would love to get myself there sometime. And I take life like this. I'm into a profession. Traveling I like a lot. You asked me what is my hobbies. Yes, I like traveling. I like interacting with people. I like reaching people, narrating my own life stories, so that even if it can inspire a single one, because I tell you, we have a mindset blocking. As you asked me, why you didn't think to go to Indian Army? Because that point of time, probably from my home, no one wants me, no one told me that you can go. Our country is a very beautiful place. And trust me, we have different beautiful cultures and beautiful people. So don't get scared. Be courageous, be bold, be fearless, have your voice, go, move out, work. And I always take my profession as that, where I am traveling also and I am getting paid also. And I am learning also. So for me, it's always been like this. So my life has been a roller coaster ride till last 14 years of my career. And going forward also, I don't prefer to be in my comfort zone. I have to move out of it, and that will give me lots of success, I believe.
What's that one thing you love about your profession the most and the motivation behind to meet everyday challenges?
One thing I love about my profession, if you go through the statistics, only 5% of women reach the corporate ladder, and others couldn't make it. My personal experience says, because I believe ambitions and sacrifice goes hand in hand. You have to be mentally prepared if you are ambitious. Being very much ambitious is toxic. You have to lose out your people, your relationships, and many compromises you have to do, and that comes. So one thing which I love about my profession is that I'm working into a field which is completely, because I work into a field called offline general trade, which is the hardcore business and hardcore front end sales. And as I said, as you started with my introduction, that I'm the single female State Head Xiaomi has. I was a single female area manager Reliance had taken in the history. I was again single area managers into Idea and female managers. I was the first female to transfer myself. I started my career as a marketing, then I changed into sales. So I am the girl who had taken a conscious decision. But the love is like, wherever I go, I get lots of respect. As I say, this world is a beautiful place. So we have to have a voice. We have to be audible to people. So one thing that loves, as I said, in my profession, I am getting paid for traveling. I have traveled almost 11 states, and that gives me lots of motivation and lots of urge of meeting new type of people, understanding people, knowing the diverse culture. So that is the part I love about my profile. And again, I know, being a girl, being a woman, I have an advantage and a disadvantage too. Advantage being like, if I'm an woman, easily I can get a chance to move up the ladder under condition if my performance remains very, very true and if my performance remains very strong. Because as a woman, we have always that, I should have said advantage, the privilege also to get noticed if you are doing good. And but one thing, what I like to reach to audience through your forum or through this interview is like, we do not want as a woman priority. We want equality. Equality, when I'm saying, it is not only in terms of into physical equality. No, I want a cerebral equality where I'm getting equally paid, I'm getting equally heard, and equal opportunity to get promoted as far as my career is concerned. So this is the motivation that keeps me going. Because tell me, how many people comes from UP and settled in Northeast? So when I say being a female, it is a rose in my collar that I belong to Northeast, but I've worked into so many areas. So that's the motivation, and I get hugely respect. Probably that is one of the reasons that I am sitting in front of you and sharing my experience today. So this is the constant thing I love in my job. And motivation, I should say something. Motivation we seek from outside, and inspiration we cater from ourselves. So motivation can be many things. But what inspires me, because day in and day out there cannot be people who motivates me. Motivating can be a YouTube video, can be a personality you like. But what keeps me in doing into this, and inspiration, that I am a fighter. I do not know that there is a famous speaker called as in Pakistani Iron Rally, Muniba Mazari. She said that, I do not know how my story will end, but you will never see me giving up. These lines, wherever I go to sleep, whenever I get up, this keeps on hammering into my mind always, and that keeps me going. So the thrust to grow in life, the thrust to be different, the thrust to create my establishment into different genres, the thrust to be an example for many other girls or the women that yes, I can be a CEO and I can be a mother both. I'm a very self-motivated person or a self-inspired person, basically. So day in, day out, that's how it is.
So what challenges did you face while starting your journey?
Challenges are enormous and limitless, and many, Gaurav, if I keep on counting, because I said I'm into hardcore sales. So being a female, we have lots of restrictions when you're into hardcore sales. I will just give an example. I remember when I was working for my previous organizations for the telecom industry, that into prepaid sales. So we are not supposed to sit in the office. You can sit, but your base job is a field job. You have to be in the field. So I used to start from home at 9:30, and I used to come back home sometimes at 6:30, 7:30, 8:30. After that, my market visits and all. Now, when you are going to markets, I got so much acquainted. I found a way to escape. Whenever I feel that I need, I'm feeling so I need to locate. I located every petrol pumps. Because petrol pumps have a place, where you can go sit and relax. Some petrol pumps are supported with cafeterias, and you have a restrooms also there. So I found out in my own all way where I have all petrol pumps, and whenever if I need to feel something, I get myself freshen up. I used to go to the petrol pump and take a rest for 15 minutes, and again I used to start my driver. Okay, let's start now. Challenges, yes. Physically, as a girl, yes, it is challenging. But what I mean to say, more than physically being a woman, you need to be mentally. It's all about a mental game. So whenever your body says giving up, because I'm a very much fitness freak also. Actually, you are 40% done. So you should not give up. So this is one, yes, physically challenging will be there. Apart from that, lots of sacrifices. Nothing comes easy in life. It has been packed up with anything and everything. The woman I am becoming has cost me lots of relationship, lots of challenges, and lots of things. I had lost people over my life. But as I truly believe, you can't have it all. There are people, who say that your biological clock is ticking, because we have these ideas of people coming in and speaking to a woman or to a girl. You are already 30. We have a typical idea that if you are 30, before 30, you should have to get married and you should have a children. And if you are having children, then you have to give up the job. So like that. Now, I'm quoting a quote of Kalki. Kalki is a very famous actress. She said that I got married before 30 and I got divorced before 30. How this biological clock is working. So my request to the entire generation of women coming up, don't go by any prefix norms of the society. Do when you think it to be right. Do not give up. How many times I have seen into, I just had I participated in a debate called Independence of Women on 15th of August last month. So there also I say that when we get married, when a boy and a girl, or a husband and a wife, and if it requests to give up the job, why it's separating the woman? It should not be that way. It is like that. No one will come and ask a man that okay, you are a CEO. How you're maintaining your family life? But when I will be a CEO, people are like, how you're maintaining your family life, how it is going on. So no, we have to come out of that prefix norms. We can do anything and everything. We can run it a balanced life. But all my request is this: we praise today for having Indranavi, we praise today for having Maricom, we praise today for having Deepa Malik. But all we need to understand, these women would not have been there if their husbands would not have been there. So we need counterparts also equally supportive and equally understanding to us. So yes, sacrifices. I said these are many and huge. Staying away from your parents is again a heavy sacrifice. But again, like you made up your mind that once I'm out of home, how does it matter if you're sending me to Leh Ladakh or Khandwa or Burhanpur? It's all in the mind. Yes. So these are the things primarily.
So you have been in 11 states. So which one is your favorite state to work for?
To work for, I would always love to go back to Indore. As someone given me a preference, being the cleanest city. I find the city much more organized, much more sophisticated, and the culture. Indore is, and the in-laws are basically known for namkeens. So all my love, I have been there for almost 4.5 years. So I would love to be in Indore once again, and if I would love to settle in Indore, given me a chance. So that's how it is.
So since the beginning of your career, you have been into telecom industry. Any specific reason that attracts you to telecom industry?
Frankly speaking, I started working into telecom industry because I did my specialization into telecommunication back in 2007. That time telecom was booming. So I intentionally took that telecom because in MBA we have lots of specializations. We have retail, we have hospital management, we have operations, we have finance. I took telecom that point of time because I had an affiliations. My grandfather, he was working with BSNL. So from childhood, again, I had seen the affection towards the telecom, and we didn't used to have these mobile phones. We used to have only landlines, that dialed ones. I have one of my fantastic mentors at point of time. He said that, why don't you join sales? I was a bit numb because I was being heard that sales is a very man's job, and that was front-end sales. He said, no, you do. If you come and you join it, do well. Trust me, sky is the limit and you can grow high. So from there onwards, there is no ऐसा नहीं था कि मैंने सोचा था, but then it kept on happening. Then Vodafone came. I worked with Vodafone. I worked with Idea. I worked with Reliance. So majorly out of 13 years, 10 years, I spent into telecom. And then at a point of time with Idea, then I thought, okay, fine, let me do and try something new, which I have not done it. Then Xiaomi happened to me. They offered me a different. I had never been in the device industry, but they offered me. But they told me all I learned from my when I was being interviewed by someone. They asked me, why shall we take you? You don't have any experience. I said it's not about an experience. It's more than that. What happens? Like, it doesn't matter what I'm selling. It's about how I sell. If I can, as a salesman, I have to be good. If I can sell a pen of 10 rupees, I should be equally equipped to sell a laptop of 50,000 rupees. So that is the selling skills. As a salesperson, I need to be good. So that's how it happened. Something by design probably, and it kept on happening. And since I was getting a good growth and an appreciation from everywhere, so my love for telecom still there.
So who is your mentor in life?
The biggest mentor in my life is life. The life teaches you day in and day out, which no one individual can teach, and we have to listen to it. And certain things we felt very bad at certain point of time that certain things didn't happen. But today, when I look back and see certain things that didn't happen in my life, frankly, I never regret. So one thing we all should keep in mind: something which is not happening is for greater benefit and bigger benefit. Bigger goods. So there will be reasons that something is not happening. And trust me, when you look back, you will not repent for anything that didn't happen. Majorly, it happened to me like this. Life taught me lots of things. Life taught me how to turn adversity into opportunity. Life taught me how to make yourself a sponge so that you can soak all the problems in your life and you can be turned out into a better or a better version of you. The pain can be huge, but again, we need to understand the glory of the pain is much better than the pain of the pain we are getting right now. Nothing can compensate that. So for me, the biggest mentor in my life always remains my life. And one message I want to give to everyone listening to: don't ever settle for average. Sometimes we compromise. We say, okay, fine, let's settle down. Why to settle down? No. Your hunger should be much more that you get to settle down for average things in your life.
So what are your roles and responsibility as State Head Xiaomi India?
I basically take care of entire northeastern operations of Xiaomi. So it's not only about sales, marketing, trading part, then the grooming of people, grooming of my off-road manpowers, everything comes under me. So I head their entire northeastern business. Anything and everything, whatever Xiaomi has, that has to be run and be executed under my eyes only. So that's the role I have.
So, what was the most challenging phase of your life?
There can be many, but the most challenging phase when I decided to move out of, as I said, my mother plays a very important part. So when I decided to move out from Agartala to Agra, I was traveling Delhi for the first time. I was not having a money. I was not having so much of money. I had only 7,000 rupees with me. I asked my mother that, Mom, I need some money. She said, what? For what? I said, I don't have any money, and I have to go to Agra. So she said, that was your decision to move out of this place, and you have to manage by yourself. I'm sorry, I cannot help you out. So I went to Agra, and my mother did. She made me capable in that way. And then I went and I spoke to the HR. I said that I don't have money. So can you please take care of my staying? Because what happens when you place the resignation, your last month's salary didn't come. And when you join, you will get the salary even after 30 days. There's a break of 60 days. And I had only 12,000 rupees with me to survive. Thanks to that organization, fantastic organization, I would name it Vodafone India Limited at that point of time. They said, okay, fine, you just, your every expenditure will take care, you feel it is. So 2 months, Vodafone arranged me a stay where everything has been taken care of, paid by the company. I was there in the hotel and eating whatever I want. And after 2 months, the things came into place. So this is the most challenging. I think those 60 days taught me lots of things because I was very conscious in spending a single money. So that's how it is.
So, what's your definition of success?
Someone wants me what is success is all about, I should say, sacrifice and then moving out of comfort zone. So these two things, if you are not doing sacrifice, you cannot get success. Success and comfort zone cannot go hand in hand, and success and sacrifice goes hand in hand. And I can say that any successful woman or a man doesn't come with an easy past. No. A big dotted no.
If you are able to get hand of time machine, which phase of your life would you like to roll back?
As I said to you, in my early stage of my career, I had an affiliation towards administrative services. I cleared the prelims, I couldn't clear the mains. So if given a rollback to my life, I would love to go back to my 11th, 12th standard, maybe studied a bit harder more, and maybe applying for administrative services, or maybe for Indian Military Academy or Indian Air Force basically. So if given me a chance, if I can go back almost maybe 20 years back, I would love to take that chance.
So you have been Miss Personality finalist in inter-college competition. Did you ever thought to try your luck in modeling?
Thanks for bringing it up. Actually, refreshing lots my memories. Many people doesn't know about it. Yes, there was an inter-college competition, and I was being there. So no, I never thought of it in that way because I was not mentally prepared for that competition itself. That's a rose in my resume or rose in my life. I had never thought of doing modeling or getting into that role because I always felt that something what suits me is like being into an authoritative role. Maybe authoritative is not the right word. Maybe a role where I can groom people. In Xiaomi, also my entire role is of a people manager. So not in that way. I never thought of it.
So you have made your space in male-dominated segment every time. How difficult was it to make your own space, and what was your initial thought?
Very much difficult. I don't know how I survived, but I survived. People, as I say, that you will meet lots of good people throughout your journey who will help you, who will pull you up. So basically, thanks to each and every mentors of mine who groomed me into the person I am today. So man-dominated society, yes. But what I mean to say to all the women listening to me, have your own voice. Be audible. Don't get scared. Be fearless. We all have a voice. The problem is this. We don't know, or we are not sure whether to use it and where to use it and how to use it. Every girl, for example, when I was in UP, I have seen female, they have, because UP and Bihar, still they are a bit of like, we need more women to come forward into a typical rural village also, so women are still being deprived from lots of things. They are still not allowed to move out and work. So we need you please have a voice, stand for yourself. And I tell you, people told me I'm very aggressive. Let it be. Don't change yourself. You have a particular genre of you. Don't change it. When you speak, people will listen to you. Aggressiveness, basically, it goes when we hear that a boy is aggressive or a man is aggressive. We take it fine. By nature, they are being accepted to be aggressive. But when we say particularly a woman or a girl is aggressive, the thing which comes in our mind, how aggressive is a negative. The moment we relate it to a woman or a girl, but we have to understand that being aggressive is a very positive trait, irrespective of gender. We do not want priority. I always say in every forum, we want equality. We want to be respected. It's not always should be we who will give our career for our child. It can be the other way around also. It should go like the person or the mate between the two who is financially much more equipped. He or she can decide to give up the career. Why it's always been the wife? Yes, challenges are many, but again, when you have a voice, you are audible, and you make logic to people, people will listen to you. That's how it is.
So, what's the motto of your life?
Yeah, motto of my life, frankly speaking, as I am growing in my career professionally and personally, also understanding lots of things. I think the motto of my life is more than yes, professional success is always there because everything goes hand in hand. Apart from that, I want to inspire, I want to reach out to each and every girl, each and every woman who still remains in doubt what to do and what not to do, who prefers and takes a decision, to give up their personal preferences, maybe due to society, and maybe they cannot afford to take their career forward. And so we have only 5% of women in the corporate ladder climbing up. We can have as many as Indra Nooyi, we can have as many as Deepa Malik, we can have as many as Mary Kom, Sheryl Sandberg, we can have as many as Kritika Reddy. So I'm naming such people because we can have, and we all have that guts. Only as a women we should know when to come forward, when to use our voice. So my motto remains in my life, I want to get myself connected to every possible forums I'm getting a chance, so that if people are listening to me, I am there to guide you, I am there to listen to you, I am there to give you my hand. Please do not give up. The world is beautiful and we need lots of women leaders. We need lots of women into every categories, but obviously not with reservations, through our own qualities.
So, any thought or plan to start your entrepreneur journey?
Entrepreneur, I don't know if that can be called as an entrepreneur, but going forward down the line, maybe after 4-5 years, I want to start my own sessions, own forums. So I want to be motivation. I want to be reach to people reach to as many as women I want, and anyone who wants to listen me. So entrepreneurship, I don't know, but obviously I want to start a small groups across different parts of the country where I can go and I can meet them and I can share my journey. And if anything I can help them, I will surely try to help.
So, what all are do's and don't you suggest while starting your career journey?
Don'ts, I will say first. Don'ts, we should never ever start anything if we are into 1% doubt also. No, we shouldn't do it. Because once we have taken a decision, we have to stand by it. And once if you are not convinced, then no one else will going to be convinced by you. So the main person who need to be convinced while starting anything, maybe it is a journey, maybe it is a relationship, maybe anything. So it's like you have to be convinced. And if you're not convinced, don't do it. This is the don'ts. Do's, again I am saying, please have a voice. Please be aggressive. Please be fearless. Please don't get scared. If I'll stand up and say, make my point, what will happen? No. So for girls specifically, this remains in the do's. And always keep yourself open to people, be approachable, be humble. My grandmother always taught me, because she influenced me a lot, that as you move up into the ladder, you need to be very much approachable and humble for people. She taught me a life lesson that you are very young, and probably as you grow up in a professional life, you will have people who will be senior to you in age and experience. So always respect them, and that comes. If I'm giving the respect to my boss, the same respect I have to give to my janitor. So the do's stands have equal respect for everyone, starting from the janitor to the CEO of your organization. They all demand respect. If you give respect, you will get respect. If you're not giving respect, don't expect respect. So that remains the do's.
So, advice you would like to give to young generation who want to start their career in electronic science?
The first advice I would love to give to the generation who is starting into the electronics. See, if you like electronics, I have diversified my role from electronics to management graduate. But if you surely love and like to be in electronics, please speak to electronics. It's a very fantastic subject. Pursue your higher studies. There are lots of other specializations in electronics. You can go for applied electronics. And physics also goes in hand. You can go for radio physics if you are getting a master's into physics. So please stick to it. Do your PhD, and then you can flourish. But as I said that, I had taken a decision moving out from electronics to management because I got very much influenced seeing the movie, and somewhere into that role I want to experience that role. But every role and the subject comes with all its own glory. So somewhere I think I was not able to find out or to taste that glory of electronics. People, young men and young women, young girls, young boys who are taking electronics, please read more about electronics. That's what the suggestion.
Now we will start a rapid round.
Surely.
Your favorite actor and actress?
My favorite actress is Shushmita Sen, always, always, and always. And my favorite actor, it remains as Pankaj Tripathi.
Your favorite color?
Red. Red symbolizes love, courage, boldness.
Your favorite destination?
My favorite destination is Norway. I have not been to Norway yet, but I want to see that midnight sun.
Your favorite car?
Jeep Compass.
Success in one line.
Sacrifice.
Your favorite brand?
Levi's.
Things in your wish list?
I want to go to Maldives. Apart from my personal wish list, the second wish list is I want to start my own organization. I want to start my own line where I can meet up with lots of people and I can narrate my life story and I can reach people to help them.
Your dream home?
I don't know. I want to own a penthouse in Mumbai. Someday if possible.
Your second choice of career?
Motivational speaker.
At last, one line that defines you.
Happiness, the one word. And if you say one line, I say, a girl who has lived by instinct, never afraid to have her own voice. I'm a hellfire. So, so I always say it like that.
So thank you very much for your time. And as per the conversation, I think movie have very much inspired you in different phases of your life. And thank you for
a lot.
So thank you for sharing your life experience and the advices which you have shared on our show. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me in your show. It's been a pleasure, absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for watching our show, Amazing Mentor. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get regular updates. Thank you very much.